初级短语1000句，每天10分钟磨耳朵，一个月听懂英语。
I think this looks good.
I think this looks good.
我觉得这个看起来不错。
I think this looks good.
I think this looks good.
I like the simple style.
I like the simple style.
我喜欢简约的风格。
I like the simple style.
I like the simple style.
I prefer this one more.
I prefer this one more.
我更喜欢这个。
I prefer this one more.
I prefer this one more.
I think it feels light.
I think it feels light.
我觉得它感觉很轻。
I think it feels light.
I think it feels light.
I like the soft material.
I like the soft material.
我喜欢柔软的材料。
I like the soft material.
I like the soft material.
I prefer the smaller size.
I prefer the smaller size.
我更喜欢小一点的尺寸。
I prefer the smaller size.
I prefer the smaller size.
I think it's too heavy.
I think it's too heavy.
我觉得它太重了。
I think it's too heavy.
I think it's too heavy.
I like the clean design.
I like the clean design.
我喜欢简洁的设计。
I like the clean design.
I like the clean design.
I prefer the brighter color.
I prefer the brighter color.
我更喜欢亮一点的颜色。
I prefer the brighter color.
I prefer the brighter color.
I think it's too big.
I think it's too big.
我觉得它太大了。
I think it's too big.
I think it's too big.
I like how it fits.
I like how it fits.
我喜欢它的合身程度。
I like how it fits.
I like how it fits.
I prefer the cheaper one.
I prefer the cheaper one.
我更喜欢便宜的那个。
I prefer the cheaper one.
I prefer the cheaper one.
I think it's worth buying.
I think it's worth buying.
我觉得它值得购买。
I think it's worth buying.
I think it's worth buying.
I like the smooth finish.
I like the smooth finish.
我喜欢光滑的表面处理。
I like the smooth finish.
I like the smooth finish.
I prefer the natural look.
I prefer the natural look.
我更喜欢自然的外观。
I prefer the natural look.
I prefer the natural look.
I think it feels strong.
I think it feels strong.
我觉得它感觉很结实。
I think it feels strong.
I think it feels strong.
I like the classic style.
I like the classic style.
我喜欢经典的风格。
I like the classic style.
I like the classic style.
I prefer the wider shape.
I prefer the wider shape.
我更喜欢更宽的形状。
I prefer the wider shape.
I prefer the wider shape.
I think it's too noisy.
I think it's too noisy.
我觉得它太吵了。
I think it's too noisy.
I think it's too noisy.
I like the quiet one.
I like the quiet one.
我喜欢安静的那个。
I like the quiet one.
I like the quiet one.
I prefer the darker shade.
I prefer the darker shade.
我更喜欢深一点的色调。
I prefer the darker shade.
I prefer the darker shade.
I think it's too bright.
I think it's too bright.
我觉得它太亮了。
I think it's too bright.
I think it's too bright.
I like the warm color.
I like the warm color.
我喜欢温暖的颜色。
I like the warm color.
I like the warm color.
I prefer the longer one.
I prefer the longer one.
我更喜欢长一点的那个。
I prefer the longer one.
I prefer the longer one.
I think it looks cheap.
I think it looks cheap.
我觉得它看起来很廉价。
I think it looks cheap.
I think it looks cheap.
I like the modern style.
I like the modern style.
我喜欢现代的风格。
I like the modern style.
I like the modern style.
I prefer the soft color.
I prefer the soft color.
我更喜欢柔和的颜色。
I prefer the soft color.
I prefer the soft color.
I think it's well made.
I think it's well made.
我觉得它做工很好。
I think it's well made.
I think it's well made.
I like the light weight.
I like the lightweight.
我喜欢它的轻便。
I like the light weight.
I like the lightweight.
I prefer the short version.
I prefer the short version.
我更喜欢短款的。
I prefer the short version.
I prefer the short version.
I think it's very useful.
I think it's very useful.
我觉得它非常实用。
I think it's very useful.
I think it's very useful.
I like the round shape.
I like the round shape.
我喜欢圆形的形状。
I like the round shape.
I like the round shape.
I prefer the firm texture.
I prefer the firm texture.
我更喜欢结实的质地。
I prefer the firm texture.
I prefer the firm texture.
I think it's too hard.
I think it's too hard.
我觉得它太硬了。
I think it's too hard.
I think it's too hard.
I like the neat look.
I like the neat look.
我喜欢整洁的外观。
I like the neat look.
I like the neat look.
I prefer the smooth surface.
I prefer the smooth surface.
我更喜欢光滑的表面。
I prefer the smooth surface.
I prefer the smooth surface.
I think it's easy to use.
I think it's easy to use.
我觉得它很容易使用。
I think it's easy to use.
I think it's easy to use.
I like the simple color.
I like the simple color.
我喜欢简单的颜色。
I like the simple color.
I like the simple color.
I prefer the lower price.
I prefer the lower price.
我更喜欢更低的价格。
I prefer the lower price.
I prefer the lower price.
如果你对学习英语感兴趣，别忘了点赞、转发、订阅我们的频道，并打开小铃铛接收最新更新。